We delayed this a little bit on purpose. Um, I'm Ken Pitcher. I'm the president of the Midwest Firebirds and founder. And we're here today to unveil a car that was started and never finished by one of our founding members, Mark Boratto. And we also have his wife, Kelly, and daughter, Annabelle, here to help. Before I get started, I just wanted to say thank you to the Cruising Tigers, Tom Pendergast, Mark Walensky, I'm not sure where Mark's at, and Ken Arndt. Thanks for letting our club be a small part of this event. It's just been a wonderful thing. Our club is 10 years old, and I remember going to this show before I ever thought of developing a Firebird club, and this is such a spectacular show. We're so proud to be part of the Indian Uprising. Thank you. So, a little bit about Mark. Mark was one of our founding 7 members of the Midwest Firebirds. He would always come to the car shows in Rolling Meadows where we started, and we'd start talking, and when I first met him, I had no idea how much knowledge, depth of knowledge that he had about the Firebirds and Pontiacs in general. Now, he was also a member of the Cruising Tiger Club, and again, one of our founding members. I could talk a lot about Mark. He was such a wonderful guy, but he had never finished his car. Ever since, as long as I've known him, he'd been working on this car. When the girls were little, they worked on the car. They've got great stories of welding in different spots. And then he passed away suddenly of a heart attack in 2020, and never got to see the fruition of what he worked on for so hard. At that point, our club wanted to help Kelly any way we could in selling the car, and we really wanted a club member to purchase it and take it to the next level, finish the car, and that's what John Price did. He stepped up and bought the car in pieces and finished the restoration. So before I hand this to John, I'm going to let another member of our founding member of our club, Mike Kessler, talk about Mark and what he meant to us. There you go.
Thank you, Ken. Everyone hear me okay? Michael Kessler, I'm sorry?
Here we go. Closer to your mouth. Yeah.
All right, I'm Michael Kessler, treasurer of Midwest First Generation Firebirds. I got to know Mark as a founding member of our club. In fact, the very first time we met in Rolling Meadows on a Friday night, Mark was there, got a picture of him. And obviously, I never thought we'd be talking, about his memory 10 years later, but here we are today. When I went to the funeral visitation and met Kelly for the first time, the comment I made was, Mark was the person we all wanted to be when we grew up. Just a very pleasant person, easy to talk to, easy to listen to, interesting to listen to. We enjoyed talking to him. We enjoyed listening to him. He's a very vibrant and enthusiastic person. And a couple of years in a row, I actually rode with him to the Pontiac show at Pheasant Run. I would bring the Firebird there on a Friday. We would meet Sunday morning at my office, ride together in my car, and again, I certainly enjoyed the time that we spent riding together and talking with one another. Almost did it a third year, but it didn't happen. And obviously I always enjoyed hearing about the Firebird. I mean, that's kind of the conversation I had with him. When we talked, he would always fill me in on where he was at. And the amazing thing about Mark, he was a very focused person, and he just did everything right. And whatever he was working on, that was his sole focus. Never got in a hurry, did things right or not at all. And I think it's very nice that John, who bought the car, considers it to be Mark's car and considers it his car, considers himself the caretaker of Mark's car. Also in the interest of doing things right, he has a very nice family. When I met Kelly, her kids saw the house, saw the neighborhood, saw the neighbors, and you could see that he did that right and stayed with it. And the hard part today is when I sit at my car, knowing that Mark is not going to come up and start visiting with us, because he always made the rounds and always had something to share, always visited with us. And other than that, I mean, Mark was a great friend to all of us. I was certainly fortunate, to have him as a friend. And Mark, wherever you are, may you rest in peace. And we do miss you. So thank you.
So I'm John Price. As I mentioned before, I purchased the car to kind of see it through Mark's vision and get it to where he wanted it to be. And when I got the email from Ken with the pictures of the car, I just sat down to dinner and I looked through the pictures and I said, all right, hold on, give me a minute. You guys go ahead and start dinner. I have somebody to email and call real quick. It was a beautiful, beautiful job that he had done so far. I went and looked at the car, met Kelly, met the girls, looked at the work that Mark had done to start, and he was meticulous with everything that he did, and it was beautiful. And I got to hear stories about Kelly putting the girls in the back seat of the car and taking them for a drive while Mark was at work without him knowing, and I thought that was great. Then I got to meet more people through the club. So Dave Sullivan, Big Dave, right back there. He actually met me there. There was a group of people to help load up the car to get all the parts ready. We took it home. And my brother Brian Price is around here somewhere. He has done award-winning restoration jobs for years. We could not fit it into his schedule, and I started asking around, and overwhelmingly, and Tim, if you want to come up here for a second, just say hi, or just wave if you want, that's fine too. I had probably 9 out of 10 recommendations were for Tim Klopstein from TK Customs in St. Louis. I looked at some of the work that he had done, and it just blew me away. And so I had Tim do the paint and body, actually broke in the engine, did some mechanical work to get it where it's going. So a lot of people that have seen the car said, John, you've done such a wonderful job. I was just the quarterback. I lined up the right people, and Tim, thank you. So you'll see in a second here just how wonderful a job that he did. So I think that's it. I'm going to forget somebody probably, but I think it's time to unveil it and let everybody see it.
Okay, John? Ready? Okay, let's unveil it. I just want to say one more thing. If you see this this little plaque we have to honor Mark the year after he died, we put together some funds as our Firebird Club and reached out to different people, and we sponsored an engine room at the Pontiac Oakland International Club Museum down in Pontiac, Illinois. And so this plaque is just on loan for today and tomorrow, and then it's going to go back to the museum. And we're trying to honor Mark as much as possible and what his spirit was all about. So, thank you, everybody. Check out the car, guys. Wow. Isn't that crazy? Oh, that's right, John. Kelly? Yeah, thank you.